Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on KREM2 News First at 4. I'm Tom Sherry.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Whitney is on assignment tonight. Well, the deadline is fast approaching. Workers subject to Governor Jay Inslee's vaccine mandate must be considered fully vaccinated by October 18th. And that means those workers must show they've gotten all their shots by Monday, the 4th, in order to be considered fully vaccinated by the 18th. And one group covered under that mandate is firefighters and first responders.
So here in Spokane, 48 firefighters or first responders may temporarily or permanently be out of work for not getting a COVID-19 vaccine. Our own Ian Smay spoke with the city of Spokane and the local firefighters union. He joins us now in the newsroom with more on that. Ian.
Mark, Tom, as workers certified by the state to be first responders or do EMT work, those with the Spokane Fire Department are required to comply with the governor's vaccine mandate. 48 firefighters that applied and got an exemption may be out of work for a short period of time or permanently after the city of Spokane said it can't reasonably provide accommodations for those workers in a way that isn't too costly or doesn't put their fellow first responders at risk that doesn't also involve getting the vaccine. There are 6 accommodations offered by the city, ranging from temporary layoffs while first responders get the vaccine past the deadline, all the way to separation, resignation, or retirement. All of those end up with the first responder eventually getting the vaccine, applying for a transfer to a different city job not covered by this mandate, or eventually losing or leaving their job. Brian Connington with the city of Spokane says it would cost somewhere between $300,000 to $1 million for just the testing aspect of an accommodation that would allow unvaccinated first responders to continue working. Tim Archer, who serves as the president of the local firefighters union and is also set to lose his job due to his vaccination status, says the city has refused to work with experts on the matter. He adds that losing so many first responders could be dangerous for the community.
I'm very concerned, and I've worked in downtown Spokane for 20 years, and it's sad to see that a solvable problem is being gone after with a solution that discards its employees and jeopardizes public safety.
Coddington says the city will be able to hire trained firefighters and people coming out of firefighting academies to fill those gaps. Archer claims the city refused to speak with experts on reasonable accommodations that the union offered to bring to Spokane to come up with a solution. Archer also pointed to the fact that up until this point, firefighters have been allowed to work unvaccinated while using the proper PPE. And I should also note that both sides did say that labor negotiations or discussions did take place. Coming up at 5 tonight, I'll have more on what both the city and the firefighters union say is the path forward given the vaccine mandate. For now, back to you.
Well, this week, a Moses Lake family watched their daughter fight for her life in the ICU. What caused this brush with death? An after effect of COVID-19.
Nicole Hernandez talked to the family about how scary the past few days have been for them. She is live at Sacred Heart tonight with what they had to say. Nicole?
Yeah, good evening, guys. So her right here, picture this right here is Harmony Rowe. She is just 7 years old, and right now she is in one of these hospital rooms. She is 3 rows up on the left side there, and she's in there because she has what's called MIS-C, or multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children. It's a rare side effect of COVID-19 in children that causes their antibodies to attack their own body. Untreated, MIS-C can be deadly. Luckily for Harmony, though, the Moses Lake Hospital sent her here to Sacred Heart. This is where she spent days in the ICU fighting to survive. Her family really didn't know whether or not she would make it through. Now her doctor says she is out of the woods. But the Rowe family now wants to warn other parents that they should take COVID-19 seriously.
I've been completely humbled by this situation. I can truly say that I'll be getting vaccinated. Anything to help prevent any of my children being here again.
Yeah, so coming up at 5 o'clock, we actually spoke with a doctor from Sacred Heart here, and he's going to explain exactly what parents should be looking out for symptoms of MIS-C. In Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, Nicole, thank you very much. Well, our own Whitney Ward has been on assignment for the past couple of days. She was in Moses Lake visiting an ICU overwhelmed by coronavirus patients.
So that story is going to air tonight on KREM2 News at 6 o'clock. For now, here's a sneak peek at what's to come in less than 2 hours.
It's like you're falling down a well and there's no place to grab a hold of.
I think that they're just getting more and more kind of tired and maybe a little bit frustration.
What do you think is fueling some of that frustration?
The fact that every day they come to work and it's just as demanding as it was the day before.
And then we have people in our community doubting our abilities, our word, and that we are somehow deceiving them about what's really happening inside these walls.
Were you worried coming to the hospital?
Yes.
What did you worry about?
That it was going to keep getting worse and worse, and I'm going to be one of those that they flip-flop and it ain't going to work and I'm going to die.
So make sure to join us tonight right here on KREM2 News at 6.
Well, just today, Grant County announced 12 people have died from the coronavirus in the county this month alone. None of them were fully vaccinated. One person was partially vaccinated. 2 of the people who died were in their 30s. 6 were between the ages of 70 and 90 years old.
For the latest coronavirus headlines, just text us the word COVID to 509-448-2000 and we'll send links with more information directly to your phone. Well, in other news tonight, Whitman County prosecutors have not filed charges against the suspect from last weekend's shooting in Pullman. George Harris III is accused of shooting his roommate and shooting a WSU football player outside of a large house party on Friday night.
KREM2's Amanda Rowley explains why he is free of charges right now. Amanda.
Yeah, Tom and Mark, Pullman police arrested George Harris III for suspicion of second-degree assault. That's after he turned himself in the morning after the shooting. But Whitman County prosecutors never formally charged him. Harris's mother posted his $10,000 cash bond on Monday, and he was released from jail, which means the prosecutor's office had until Wednesday afternoon to formally charge Harris to keep him under the pretrial release orders set by the judge. Now, prosecutors could not explain why they did not file the charges, just that Harris's claim of self-defense is an ongoing investigation, which Pullman police need to complete before they can file the appropriate charges. Now, I spoke with Harris's mother over text, and Tina Harris remains confident in her son's innocence. She claims the people responsible for this tragedy are those who attacked Harris that night. But she says he is upset over this tragic situation and heartbroken over his friend's death. Now, Lieben Barr died after the shooting, and WSU football player Brandon Gray was also shot. He is being treated at Sacred Heart Medical Center. Head football coach Nick Rolovich confirmed Gray is no longer in the ICU and he is improving. Reporting in the newsroom, Amanda Rowley, KREM2 News.
Well, weather-wise, as we get ready to wind down the work week and get into the weekend, we're tracking temperatures in the low 70s, at least for Sunday. I'll tell you all the details about that coming up.
Sounds good. Plus, we have a look at the new School of Medicine and Health Education building in town. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you about the new partnership with the University of Washington and Gonzaga. We're back after a quick break.